Welcome. Here we go, and we're going to talk about the interface in Photoshop here. The first thing that we're going to do is come up top, and you can see up top we have the menu bar at the top, starting over here with Photoshop, and we're talking about Photoshop, and it has plugins in here, and this is where your preferences are located. We come over here to File. This is where you can open and save, edit, image, layer, type, select, filter, 3D, view, window, and help, of course. Coming down from here, we have our options bar, which is directly related to this toolbar over here. Anytime you pick a tool in this toolbar over here, for instance the move tool, notice that the options palette up here changes depending on what tool that you're in. So here we have our selection tools. We have the move tool on top. You'll find that you use this most often. And as you come down this list, you can see that we have these little hash marks every so often in this menu bar. And this separates commonly used type of commands. For instance, when we look at the top here, we have our selection, how we can select actual pixels that are on our screen. We have our rectangular marquee tool, we have our lasso tools, and we have our quick selection tools, followed by our crop tool, our eyedropper tool, the spot healing brush tool, the brush tool, the clone stamp tool, the history brush tool, the eraser tool, the gradient tool, the blur tool, dodge, pen tool, horizontal type tool, direct selection tool, line tool, the hand tool, which is the same as panning around your image, and your zoom tool. And then down below this is your background and foreground color. Typically this should be black and white. Right now you can see that mine, the last time I used Photoshop, the default wasn't set. So to set the default back for the default colors, which is black and white, just click on this little button right here, which switches back to black and white, and you can see how that changes. This button right here reverses the foreground and the background color. Black right now is our foreground color, white is our background color, and if I want to switch these two colors, I can click on this button, and you can see here how white will switch with black, and so on. Down below this is our quick mask tool, and this is our screen change mode tool. So this is a look at our toolbar, and like I said, everything's grouped together. So we have our selection tools here. These are our brush tools for creating things. These are our modify tools for blurring, dodging, and so on. These are our pen tools here, and these are our display tools for zooming and panning. So everything's kind of set logically. Over here to the right hand side, we have our tool palettes, and these are all fully customizable. You can see we have up top, we have little double arrows at the top. We can expand the panels. When you expand that, you can see how it expands out all of our commands that are within those panels. The same thing here, we can compress the panels. Okay, so right now I was using the default of the 3D Workspace. Just like in other programs, you can customize things to your liking, and when you click this Workspace tool button up here, you can see how you have the essential tools, the 3D tools, motion tools, painting, photography, typography, and you can reset your spaces, create new spaces, and delete spaces. So by default, when you guys pull up Photoshop for the very first time, it's going to come up to Essentials. So I'm going to reset mine to Essentials here, and I'll come up here and I'll say Reset Essentials, and this will reset this back to the default settings. So your screen should look exactly like this when you first come into Photoshop. Essentials should be the very first workspace that you work within. And if you want to customize that, you can. Up here we have our history tool and our properties tool that are kind of out here. And if you click and hold on the dark area at the top of a tool palette. I'm going to click and hold with my mouse. I'm going to do a left mouse button, click and hold, and you can see how I can drag this out, and this drags out the whole entire thing, and we can redock that over to the side. When I come over here, notice all the way to the right, when I bring it over, I'm still clicking and holding. When I release my mouse, okay, it will redock this over here, okay? And these panels can be expanded or contracted by dragging these up and down. You can see how you can do that. You can also put things in the tabs here. Notice that up here we have these little hash marks at the top of each one of these commands. If we click and hold on one of those, we can drag out each one of these, and I'll drag those out to the workspace out here. So you can see how we can bring these palettes out here, and we can expand these palettes out, okay? But I want to put history up here with my color and my swatches. These are different tabs that you can use, so I can come up here and click and hold in this area, come over here, and I'm going to put it right up here, and you can see how it highlights this panel blue, and when I release it, it puts history up here, color, and swatches. And then if you click and hold on the word, you can actually customize it further by moving history like that, color and swatches, and so on. So for instance, here we have our properties tool. Again, I'm going to dock that over here, so I could go ahead and, whoops, I have to click and hold, bring this over and dock it. So now I have a setup that I'm happy with. So if you're doing this on the school's computers, whenever the computer gets restarted, everything that you've customized will be lost. So I wouldn't spend too much time on customizing things, and the Essentials tool palette is something that you'll use often. So it doesn't take very long to move things around once you get familiar with it. So next up, we'll look at creating or opening images and how we can access images.